who got custody of Harmony?
Adam.
That's Crystal Sorey, Harmony's mother, but also, obviously spent time with Adam Montgomery, one of the women in his life. We're going to take a look at some of those women right now. Let's bring in our experts. Joining me in Los Angeles, forensic psychiatrist, trial expert witness, and columnist, Dr. Carol Lieberman. Dr. Carol Lieberman, let me begin with you. Crystal Sorey and Adam Montgomery. Obviously, they were together for a very short period of time, split up. What are your thoughts about the nature of this relationship that ultimately turned into some sort of a custody battle of sorts?
Yes, well, first of all, what this story shows is the undying allure and mysterious allure of bad boys. You know, when you think of all the women that were his girlfriend, that married him, that had children with him, I mean, and, he was an addict, he was a bad guy, and yet he managed to have all these women around him. I think Crystal is one of the people who has to take responsibility. I mean, I know she won't legally, it won't turn out that way, but there are a number of people who are responsible for Harmony's death. Perhaps Adam, was the last one, was the one who finally put the last stroke on her life. But there were people from her biological mother to the court to Child Protective Services to Kayla. Even if whether she actually physically did anything to Harmony or not, she was in the car. She could have stopped it. She was just afraid. She was thinking of herself. She didn't want him to hit her. But all of these people and institutions need to take responsibility for Harmony's death.
Okay, Dr. Carol Lieberman, your thoughts about this complicated relationship, Adam and Kayla?
Well, yes, this is typical of a woman who is abused. Part of her did love him, was attracted to him, had sexual feelings towards him, wanted to have that feeling of again, having it be good, like pretending everything is wonderful, and that they're in love and so on, one last time. And of course, she also wants us to believe that she was very fearful of him and so on. But, and it is common to have these kind of mixed feelings. That's reasonable, but I don't know. There is just something not believable about her. Supposedly the jury had their arms crossed when she was testifying on cross, and I think the jury was sort of sensing that wait a second, maybe I shouldn't believe everything she's saying.
Dr. Carol Lieberman, how about getting pregnant after Harmony is killed? They have another child together, Kayla and Adam, after Harmony is killed. Your thoughts about that?
It's sort of a fantasy world. Like like a lot of couples think, well, if we have another child, it'll make it all okay. I mean, obviously, they were probably having a lot of sex on their drugs, and really weren't able to communicate at a higher level. And that was sort of the way that they kept, there was a push-pull. On the one hand, they wanted to be tightly together, and on the other hand, there were all these things like his violence that were getting in the way.
Okay, Dr. Lieberman, your thoughts here. They're now going to Walmart. She's with Adam and his new girlfriend, and they're getting some cash for their phones.
This presents another reason why she might, in fact, be betraying Adam. A woman scorned. Now that he has this new girlfriend, okay, now I'm not going to stick up for you. I'm not going to pretend that you didn't do anything to Harmony. There could be all of these reasons going on. It goes back to, though, the importance of custody battles, the importance of custody decisions to really be in the best interest of the child. I've done a number of custody cases as an expert witness, and sometimes you just wonder, how they could come to the decision that they come to. And of course, as this is an example, it can have life or death consequences.
Dr. Carol Lieberman, we only have about 20 seconds left here, but do you think this is a case where they find each other, the people with drug issues, or does one influence the other, or they kind of fuel each other because they, have that something in common?
Well, yes, the drugs, of course, are a big factor. But, women who go for bad boys are women who have had dysfunctional relationships with their fathers. And depending upon what that was like, they're attracted to a certain type of bad boy. And so I don't think it's just to blame. You can't really just blame the women. I mean, they find each other because of things from their childhood.
Dr. Carol Lieberman, great insight. Your time is valuable, and we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
When we come back, I will reveal something else you need to know tonight. Plus, coming up next hour.